Okay, today we're going to learn how to measure a fireplace to fit a wall of fire grate. First thing we need to do is take some measurements. Right, we're going to start with the width of the back wall. This fireplace measures 26. On our website we call that the A dimension. Secondly, depth of the fireplace floor. This one is 20. We call that our B dimension online. And finally, height of the opening. This is 29 online. We call that the C dimension. So we're going to write this down. Okay, width of the back wall, A, was 26. B, floor depth, was 20. C, height of the opening, 29. I already know this is going to take an M5 grate. And I'll show you why. Let me get one. Okay, here's the M5. Fits in there nicely. When we put it in, we want about 1.5 inches of space behind it. We don't want to cram it up tight, because that kind of chokes out the fire, so leave that space a little bit. Now, this, even though this fireplace could fit a wider grate, this looks better just because there's some room left on the sides. And this is our most popular seller, so that's the reason for that. It looks pretty good. It's pretty close to the width of an average piece of firewood, so that's why this is so popular. Now, this fireplace has enough clearance so that we can get wood over the top, and that's great. We want at least 10 inches so we don't have any trouble. We can put ornaments on this grate, and still there's plenty of room. You need to watch out for that because the ornaments do make the grate higher, and at some point you may no longer have the height to throw in the wood. But with this grate in this fireplace, that's not a problem. And this is usually the case. So we've got the ornaments on, still get the wood right over the top. Alright, now, if we wanted, we could put a T5 in this fireplace. Let's get that and see what it looks like. Okay, here we are with the T5. This is actually fine. The clearance, you still have about 10 inches, which is good. Now, even though this is a higher grate, it's really not going to make any more heat than the shorter one, because the part that makes the heat, lower section, it's actually identical on all the grates. So people think this will work better, but it doesn't. In fact, it makes it more difficult to toss the wood in. So this is really meant for a big Rumford fireplace. And if you have the room to fit it, great. If you like the way it looks and you have the room to get the wood over the top, buy it, because there's nothing wrong with it. But as you can see, you put ornaments on this guy, it's all of a sudden kind of high, and the next thing you know, you're going to have trouble getting the wood in. I mean, you can still do it, but you got to be more careful, so it can be a hassle. What you can do, though, is put just pineapple caps on it. That doesn't really increase the height enough to be a problem, so you could do that. Put them on the feet. And that'd be fine, but again, most people like the looks of the medium because a lot of people want the, the nicer, more ornate ornaments. And they're on an angle, and it looks funny. People want to see them straight up and down. So we're going to go back to the medium. But before we do that, we're going to put a fire back in this fireplace. Okay, this is a reflective fire back. We really recommend this. It goes against the back wall, and that's all there is to it. You really can't fall over. The feet won't allow that. And this is something you absolutely need if you have a prefab fireplace, or if this is metal, or if this is regular old red clay brick. This has to be there unless you have a full masonry fireplace that was built correctly. So, but on the other hand, it's also a good thing to have in any case because it will protect the brick, stop any slow wear and tear. So we recommend you get it in any case, so that's something to think about. Let's go back to the M5. First thing I want to show you, don't do this. A lot of people like to put the grate in upside down in this funny position. It won't work. and it's just not good. So, it goes this way. Remember, the feet point at you. And let me show you. Same thing with the short guy. Here's an S5. That's the way it goes. You can also do this, which is wrong. Don't do that. Okay. Now, this is going to go in the fireplace. The back rail of the grate is going to hit this. And maintain the spacing you want. So, that's all there is to it. You can go ahead and put your ornaments on here, if you choose. Make it look more decorative. These all tighten up, by the way. There's a little set screw on them. So you can do this. And that's basically it. Again, make sure, be mindful. Obviously, the grate's higher with these on it. An M5 typically ends up being 19 inches tall with ornaments. So now you've got a 19-inch high grate. This fireplace is 29 high, so you still have your 10 inches, so you're good. In this case, everything's fine. Now, you can still throw the wood in and load it right up. Now, make sure you don't ever burn wood in the front. It's not going to help anything. It's just going to make the fireplace smoke, and it's not meant to do that. All the wood goes behind. And that's basically it. Now, another thing I should show you regarding the short grate, we'll go back to that for a second. Get this out of here. Okay, here's our S5. This would be fine in this fireplace. Makes almost as much heat as the medium one. Actually, it's almost no different. You've got more room to toss in the wood. If, older people like to buy these that don't feel like struggling with, throwing the wood up higher. So, we sell a lot of these. The one thing I want to show you is you don't really want to put these taller ornaments on this. It tends to, number one, look funny, and that's the reason we don't show combinations like this online. See, and the other thing is you can actually load enough wood in here where you're resting it on top, and this thing can be top heavy and be dangerous. So don't put these tall ornaments on the top of the S grate. What you want to do is stick with this stuff. Put these on here. Still looks fine. And, that's what you want to do. If you have your heart set on some of these more decorative pieces, you can stick these on the bottom. This won't cause any trouble. At least you're still getting the nice ornate ornament a little bit, so that's that. And I think we've covered just about everything. Again, the M5 would be the most popular choice for this fireplace. So, that's what it would look like. And once all these ornaments are tightened up, they come with comes with a little Allen wrench. It's going to stay put. It won't come off. And you'll have a real quality piece of ironwork in your fireplace that'll throw a lot of heat for years to come.